I know in your space, yes, you talk about alternative funding models
Hmm.
and grants. Tell me more about that space. What is going on right now? And
Well,
what do you mean by alternative funding models?
well, you know, our context is unique. And the
Mm,
context I speak about here is the Nigerian and by extension, the African context.
yes.
Like you said already, we don't have that time. We
Yeah.
don't have those resources to waste. So this is also a challenge. Amazon, for example, when they started, they didn't make money for a very long time.
Yeah.
That's something we call patient capital. How many people in Africa are ready to invest in an idea? In an idea, even if you tell your family member that you want to start a shop, how the money they give to you, you have a timeline to pay back, and it has to be soon, right?
Yes.
Talk less of leading $200,000, $1 million,
Yeah.
$10 million. So we need to, in our context, we need a different kind of funding. And one
Mm,
of the very first one would be patient capital. Capital that is patient with the fact that politics will change, um, things will happen, policies will also change.
yeah.
You know, every day you wake up, I can't even tell you how many times I always complain about the banks in Nigeria because they are my go-to
Well,
example.
well, 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 see, when it comes to that, right? The money that Jeff Bezos used to that he sat on while he was developing Amazon
Uh,
wasn't bank money. Okay, see,
so,
these are the things. It was investors' money,
yeah,
and they are comfortable. They are comfortable to let him sit on that
for a
because
long
they
time.
see what he's doing.
Exactly.
See, they he shared his vision with his investors,
Mhm.
and they bought it. And yeah, the vision is yielding fruits. So it's up
Decades down
up
the
to
line.
us, up to the entrepreneurs, inventors to share a vision with our potential investors. Now we don't have enough African investors. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
investors. Yeah.
But so that's something we need to do. It's not about government.
No, no,
Well, of
no.
course, the
So,
government has to create the enabling environment. Yes.
yes, exactly. So it's not about the government, but policies and governance govern how
Yes.
monies work
Oh
in
yeah.
the
Oh yeah.
systems. For example, here in the UK, if you are a venture capitalist, they have the SEIS where you invest and that money you get you get a tax relief. So
Yeah.
what motivates you to want to invest long term. So
Yeah.
think like that, right? Patient capital. We
Yeah.
can also have a different kind of venture capital system where we have a susu, or I think most people the
Mm.
rotational monies.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We can explore those kinds of funding for what we want to do, but
Yeah.
funding for African startups need to be very, very patient, and it needs to also come from the diaspora.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
We need to maximize and find ways to
Okay.
like
Now
use
I will
diaspora.
push back on that. See, I know a lot of African diasporas,
Yes.
including myself, who have attempted to start something.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that drove many of us away is that we put in the money,
Mm-hmm.
and the someone in that home back home will take the money and put in their pockets, and after a while we get tired and just close the business.
I agree. It's happening. So what if this is an idea? What
Yes.
if, because I have thought about this. What if there is an organization that creates a system to stop that. This is value. If I can solve that problem for you.
See, if you can solve that problem for me, it will be, yeah.
Yeah, it means that there are people like you that want to bring money back home, invest, right? That's what we're always saying. All the monies, if you are whatever ways and means you used to get money in Nigeria, if you are able to just put it back into the system, create jobs, nobody's going to give you any trouble.
Well, I know one of my mentors, right, in London. In the last 7 years, he has put in a lot of money in Nigeria. In fact, one of his classmates who he hired took away a lot of money about 3-4 years ago now, and it was a very, very devastating issue. But for him to make sure that his business is working in Nigeria, he spends a lot of time there. It's a lot of time there. I'm going to see him tomorrow. Okay,
I'm telling you,
he's there. Yeah. He's there for months and months and months.
Physically, right?
Yeah.
And what that causes is that the amount of time he spends in Nigeria, he could actually be outside making more money to send back to him.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's why this is a space for value creation. And I acknowledge that there's actually somebody doing great work, but in the real estate space. Okay. They are in Lagos and they are in Kenya, in Nairobi right now. They get money from the diaspora and then they invest it in real estate. So you can actually open your app and see what's happening with your money. It gives you some peace of mind. I think there's value to be created in this.
Yes, there's a lot of value to be created.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. Yeah. Because, like I was trying, when we had a pre-conversation, people at the end of the day, there's a certain kind of mindset. Even when I spoke with a lady that grew up here, she's Nigerian by culture, right? Yeah. Just like I suspect your daughters would be. Mm-hmm. And she would tell you when she meets a Nigerian who didn't grow up here, there's a difference in the mindset. Yeah. There's a big difference in how we see opportunities, how we see scarcity, how we solve problems. So a typical Nigerian that you give your money to and invest with back home, he has to solve all his family issues. Even if the person has a good heart, even if they have a good heart, they are hardworking, the pressure of family and the fact that the economy is not just supporting, it's not working out, they will tap into that fund they shouldn't. Except the person has the integrity of, I don't even know which example to use, right? Compared to someone who grew up here, that food has never been a problem. I mean, if you have £5, you can cook correct jollof rice with big chicken, buy juice or even wine and enjoy yourself and forget your sorrows, right? How can you do that in Nigeria?
No.
And that's half of your minimum wage. You can't do that in Nigeria. Yes. So people are trying to solve their primordial needs before they even think of how do I even cause impacts that Nigeria will shake, that Africa will shake, That's what's happening. So have mercy. Be kind.
Yeah.